Chris from Billings. I'm heading up to Missoula, Montana to do some work up there. And it's funny. I just got a camera. Matter of fact, that guy just passed me and honked like I'm going too slow. I'm going 65, but the speed limit is 80, so maybe I am going too slow. At any rate, so this guy honks at me, does a road rage thing on me, and I got it all on video, and that was the purpose of me buying this camera. I got a brand new camera, and I'll show it. There's my camera that I just bought right here. And so I got this guy honking at me, acting like all mean and mad, and you know, like I inconvenience his life, right? And sure, I was going under the speed limit, but I was also trying to get in the right lane. At any rate, he wasn't too patient with me. And I can imagine how he's like at home, right? Anyway, let me stop this. So he wasn't too patient with me, and he was just like trying to, you know, I don't know, trying to get his hostilities and focus them on some other soul. You know, that's the problem, trying to control everybody around you. Well, that's just not going to work. It doesn't work. Control. Why do people want to control each other anyway? You know, they want to control what you think, your opinions, your, think about that for a minute. They want to control your brain. I mean, think about it, right? You got people around you that want to control your thought process, your brain, your beliefs, your desires and hopes and fears in life, and your ability to connect with the Supreme. They want to stop that at all costs, because if that would happen, that would mean you would get out of the material web of darkness, and they would have to stay here all by themselves. They don't want that. Misery loves company, as they always say. That's the truth of it. I noticed something. Whenever I'm happy, and I'm usually happy because I meditate for 2 hours a day in the morning, so I'm usually pretty happy. And whenever I'm happy and I work around, you know, other people, I mean, these people, they want to put you down or create some kind of situation that's unfavorable to you, so that you will be in a bad condition like they are. They want you to be as miserable as they are. So that's why they do it. And you know, another word for it is psychic vampirism. You know, where you want to make sure that the other person, you can bully or belittle them, or you know, get in their personal space and harass them, so that perhaps somehow or other you can steal some of their happiness, their energy, their good energy. But you know what they really like? I'll tell you what they really like. Is these really psychopathic souls in the world that unfortunately a lot of the what do they call them, parasites, yeah, people, souls that live off of other souls, that steal from everybody around them. These are the parasites of society. And these people don't want to work. And anyway, so they get into politics, they get into other forms of employment where they have the ability to place control over others and take from others, take the energy from others, take the money from others, take whatever someone else is working for. Then these psychopathic souls get in these positions so that they can legally, see these hyphenated fingers? Legally steal from somebody else. And then they pass laws. Oh, here's the whole kicker of the whole thing, right? Then they pass laws where it's illegal to stop somebody from stealing everything you have, or hurting your family or yourself, or having the ability to have a gun to protect yourself from the evil ones that want to just take everything from everybody else without any resistance. Do you see where I'm coming from on that? I know everyone sees it. Everybody sees it, and this is the problem. Okay, so let's say this. Somebody comes up to me, called me a really nasty name, and I had this happen to me the other day. There's somebody, he wanted to get in my face while I was driving, and I said, hey man, sit down, it's not safe, control yourself there, buddy. And he called me a really nasty name, right? Now, here's the thing. The laws are set up to protect stupid, manipulative, psychopathic demons that think nothing of sending all of their negativity and the 1000th degree to you and me and to good souls. And they see nothing wrong with it. They have no conscience. They're like robots. Their souls are so covered in darkness. And if you could see their souls, you would just be in shock. You'd be like, wow, that person's soul is really messed up. And then you could see all that darkness covering that soul. And when this soul leaves the body of this monster, this psychopath, then what happens is it goes directly to the darkness. It can't go back with God, because it doesn't want to be in a situation where it has to be nice and good and pure. It's not pure. Their souls are not pure because of all the years and years and 50 years of doing horrible things to everybody around them, and stealing from everybody around them, conning everybody around them, and not wanting to work. And then their work is, here's their work. Their work is lifting up an ink pen, which weighs about what? It weighs about I don't know, maybe an ounce, 2 ounces, who knows? But they, their work is lifting up an ink pen and writing laws. And I guess now it would be the laws are written by computer programs, and probably there's no way in hell that these people could come up with all these bills and laws and rules that are like 10,000 pages long if they had somebody typing it out on a computer, right? No, that's not what's going on here. These laws, rules, and things, they're written probably. And then they're just like, sent on to some kind of like machine, some kind of printer that just prints it all up and staples it. And then every day you got a big stack of 10,000 new laws to oppress everybody around you, and to make sure that they can't hurt you when you steal everything they got, right? And that's basically what we're finding ourselves in the world right now. Is there's so many, I don't know. Then they say, well, oh, this is the crapper of it all, right? They say, well, sign this contract and make sure you read the fine print. The fine print. Now, the fine print is a print they don't want you to know about, and they're hoping you don't read nothing. They said, and a matter of fact, even after you sign the contract, they can come back and add something in there later. The photocopy machines nowadays are so good it'll look just like the original. And they'll add whatever the hell they want in there, and you're screwed. But the thing is, but that's what they do, is they make laws to allow them to do evil against everybody in the world, to do complete and total evil. And then, okay, now normally if someone comes up and says, calls you a bad name, you can just punch them in the face, right? I mean, that's what a normal reaction would be, And if we could do that, and we can, actually, I mean, sure, then you get an assault charge in court and all that, because you're getting victimized twice, right? You're getting victimized by someone that calls you a name, and you're supposed to stand there and smile. Now, if you could punch them in the face immediately, they wouldn't go around calling people names, would they? They would stop their psychopathic behavior because it would get them killed. Okay? So, that is how and that's how it was in the Western days, in the old Western days, is, you had all the, sure, you had the same kind of psychopathic assholes running all these towns and everything, but, and the sheriffs, the corrupt sheriffs and all this. I'm not saying all the, law enforcement is corrupt. I'm just saying that back in the day, you might have had some corrupt officials, and there certainly wasn't, 10,000 rules a day like there is now back in the 1860s. There certainly wasn't. I mean, the only rules they made was to take over the country, That was the only laws back then. But now it's like, hey, let's make a law where we can judge. And this is just getting me. This is getting me like really steamed up, because I read in the and I do read the news one today, so I know what's going on. But I read that this politician, I'm not going to say their name, but this politician has passed a law that abortion can be like, should be no hindrances to it whatsoever, no hindrances at all. And I mean, really, that's not their business to regulate population. It's not their business to regulate other souls in human bodies, in human forms just like theirs. It's not their business to control everybody and tell people when they can produce offspring, when they can't produce offspring. It's not their business and they don't have the power to do that. And God doesn't give them that power, and neither should the population in general give them that power. Actually, we don't give them that power. But all of a sudden, the politicians think that their main goal is to what? Is to do population control on everybody. I mean, who are they, God? Did they create everybody? Did they create all the souls? Is that what their purpose in life is? Is to kill everyone? To genocide the whole world population? Is that what their purpose is? Is that what we hire them to do? Did we hire them to do that? To get intrusive in everybody's life? Did we hire them to regulate everybody down to the smallest detail? Did we hire them for all of that? I don't think we did hire them for that. And these powers that they're so-called powers, another thing, these so-called powers, they're not their powers to use, and we don't give them the power. That's the thing. We don't give them any of this power. We don't give them the power. And here's the thing. There was a lady. Some of these stories, they're so like unfair and heart-wrenching. It's like you've got these psychopathic bastards running around molesting kids, drinking blood of babies, having satanic worships. I'm not saying who's doing it. I'm just saying that a lot of people think that that is going on. And you got all these people doing all this psychopathic, stuff, and doing this child trafficking, and they catch them all the time, and it's so disgusting. Why would you want to even hurt a child? I mean, a child can't protect itself. A child can't say no. A child depends on their parents to protect them. Why would you hurt a child? No. The penalty for that should be death. That should be death. And that's where there's a lot of moral, religious people that would put someone to death that molests a child, drinks their blood, has satanic ceremonies, worships Moloch, whoever the hell that is. It's nobody. It's just a fictitious fictitious statue, right? I mean, these people, okay, wow. All the presidents of the United States go to like this party, in the redwoods, California, and they worship Moloch, which is like the statue of an owl, right? I mean, what the hell? Worshipping a statue of an owl? Really? I mean, the bizarre craziness of it is so psychopathic. I mean, where is this owl, the real owl, not the statue, but I mean, who made that shit up? I mean, really? I know a lot of things is based on fact, but who made that up? And excuse my language, but I mean, it's frustrating. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated when I see this. I believe that we have the right to live a free and peaceful life, and if anybody comes into that free and peaceful life and tries to disturb it and try and make it horrible like theirs is, or tries to enslave you, then my thought is they need to die. Or no, they do need to die. Seriously. I mean, you don't have the right to get into anybody's life and rob them and steal from them and make their life a living hell. And you don't have the right to go around vampiring people, with electronic devices trying to steal their energy, which they call loosh, and they sell it on the internet. And one of these days I'm going to find out where that website is, and then I'm going to track all those people down, and then I'm going to make sure they pay the ultimate price for what they've done and what they're doing. At any rate, as we walk through this, this shadow of death planet, jeez, God forbid, man. I tell you, God is the only thing that protects me in this world, and some of my wealthy friends. But otherwise, this planet is just like, it's so disgusting. When you hear, okay, they don't even think of what they're saying. It's like, oh yeah, we got to abort babies. You know why they're saying that? I'll tell you why they're saying that. It just came to mind. And excuse me if I'm rambling a little bit or something, but I'm just thinking of these things as they come to me. But the reason they want babies to be aborted at a certain trimester in the woman's womb is because so they can sell the body parts of that baby and use the stem cells for research and for other implantations in other humans. And so that's why Pelosi is doing this. And you know why else Pelosi's doing this? Because she's getting a big kickback from Planned Parenthood. And I would assume that anybody who passes laws in favor of Planned Parenthood, I would assume that they are getting kickbacks from Planned Parenthood. And I also know that there was a person that videotaped what was going on inside Planned Parenthood, and he smuggled the tape out, and I guess in that state it was illegal, so they prosecuted him for that. They gave him the stiffest sentence that you'd ever imagine. And basically, he's a hero. He showed the whole public them selling body parts of babies. And so that's factual. And so that's why they're doing it. They're all getting kickbacks for passing these laws to sell babies, sell body parts. And they're also getting this adrenochrome usage. Those people just need to get executed, have their heads chopped off in a guillotine. If we get rid of all these evil people, then the world will be a nice place to live in. Everybody's afraid. I'll tell you what the problem is. Everybody's afraid that if we get rid of these demons, these evil people that are sucking the life out of everyone on this planet, if we get rid of them, that nobody would know how to run the world anymore. But that's not true, because the world runs itself, and God certainly us and help anybody to run the world. We don't need demons to rule over us. We don't need demons or those that are probably never going to ever see a human birth again in their life. I mean, in their lives. You know, the soul's eternal, and because they cover their soul in darkness, they're going to be in hell for so many. They're going to feel like probably like a billion years that they'll feel like they're in hell in complete darkness. But after a while, after that hellish punishment, which is going to be in the billions of years, for something as bad as what they're doing, probably be in the billions of years, it's going to feel like that anyway to them. Then they're going to come back in poor family, probably, most likely, and like, you know, family that lives in absolute poverty with nothing, bad drinking water, sickness all around them, bugs eating their feet. I mean, they're going to come back, and you know, a lot of these, you know, when you see a lot of people that have really hellish things happen to them when they're born, and they're like, you know, and like their body's like really messed up, or, you know, things like that. Well, that's because they did something bad in their last life and they're paying the price for it. Nothing is by accident. Nothing at all is by accident. And you see, if you do good works in this world, you get all this good karma, and that's like currency. That's like currency, and you can buy yourself, if you have to come back, you can buy yourself through this good karma, a good body, a good healthy body, a strong body, a beautiful body, and one that's intelligent and knows how to do everything. Yeah, you can buy that with good karma and good works in your last life. So if you're always doing good works, you're always going to get a good body and another chance and an opportunity, a better opportunity to serve God. But if you do bad things to other people, and if you do bad things to everybody around you, if you steal energy from someone else, if you steal energy from somebody else, like a psychic vampire, then you will pay for it. I believe me. It's not your energy. Energy comes from God, ultimately. Let's talk about energy for a minute. Energy comes from God. God gives the souls that serve Him and that worship Him, God gives them unlimited energy, and also He empowers them with His energies. So that is how you can increase your energy through meditation, prayer, and opening your heart and loving God. And that is pure energy. That is pure energy, and that energy is love. So, opposite to that, on the other side of the coin, is going to be negative energy. Negative energy that pulls you into darkness. Negative energy that pulls you down to hell. Negative energy from doing psychopathic, hurtful things to everyone around you, especially if you hurt a saint or a religious person, especially that. Then your pathway is directed downwards towards hell, towards darkness. And you can't even imagine the utter and full darkness of hell. You can't imagine it. It's like complete darkness that just covers your soul and is everywhere. And it depends on what part of hell you're in the pit, or if you're in the, I mean, I've seen people in the pit before because I've seen hell. Yeah. God showed it to me because I had a near-death experience. I went to hell. And I also, you know, saw, I just looked around, I saw what it was all about, but my soul was still lit up when I was down there, so I could see. So God allowed my soul to be fully awakened when I was down in hell, so I could see what was down there. And I did see what was down there. Yeah. I saw Whitney Houston down there. She wanted me to put in a good word for her, for God. And I also saw the Pope, John Paul, and he was there with a big snake around his neck on a big, like a pole. They had took him and shoved him down on a pole, and a big snake would bite in his face. And that was because of all the child molestations that he allowed to go on in the church, in the Catholic Church. So, yeah, I saw those two, and then I saw an innocent person that she wasn't exactly innocent, but anyway, she was innocent enough to take her back to the world. So, anyway, so yeah, that's the way it is. I mean, you know, we got to do good works in this world. And I'm the kind of person, I do not tolerate negativity around me. I will not tolerate it. The second they start with their negativity, quote, 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 I'm like, you know, just get out of here. Because they want to bring you down. They want to harm you. They want to make you as miserable as they are. And they want to, you know, push themselves into your life so they can torture you. Not physically, but mentally. So basically, when they start their nonsense and start trying to hurt you, push those people out of your life. I always, you can tell them a kind word, you know, hey, listen, man, you know, don't treat me like that. I don't like it. You know, explain to them, and maybe they'll wake up. Maybe it'll change their life for the better. But you don't want somebody that's like living a negative life, dragging you like a ball and chain down to hell with them. You know, it's just like a lifeguard. You know, a lifeguard can swim really well. Yeah, and so, but if he goes in there and someone starts panicking and starts to drag him under, shoot, that's what they always try to do, right? You know, the lifeguard trying to, if you're too helpful, you try and go after the ones in the most danger. They could just drag you into the water with them, drown you. I mean, so I always have a kind word for them, but if they keep persisting on trying to make me feel bad, if someone comes up and the first thing out of their mouth, there's something negative to put you down, rebuke them in the name of Lord Jesus and God Almighty. Rebuke them. Send them back to wherever the hell they came from, because you do not want to get involved with people like that. No. Stand up for yourself. Don't let people manipulate you, harm you, or do anything to your body and soul that would minimize your ability to understand and love God. That's the most important point. Okay, anyway, I reached my maximum file size, so I hope this meets you well, and just want to put some thoughts out there.